study about average speed and instantaneous speed. So now, what is average speed? Average speed is the total distance traveled by an object to the total interval of time, and instantaneous speed means at a particular instant of time what is the speed of an object, right? So let us consider the graph between distance and time, right? And this graph looks like this, right? So at time t is equal to t1, the object is at s1 supposed to be, and at time t is equal to t2, object is at distance s is equal to s2, right? So distance traveled by this object from time t1 to t2 is s2 minus s1, right? So distance traveled by object is, so on here, total distance traveled by object is equal to S2 minus S1, right? And total interval of time over here is T2 minus T1. Total time taken is equal to T2 minus T1. So average speed is total distance traveled by an object in a total interval of time. So over here we can write the definition of average speed as is equal to total distance by total time, right? So this is total distance by total time. So total distance over here is S2 minus S1. So S2 minus S1 divided by total time over here is T2 minus T1. This is the average speed. Now what about instantaneous speed? This average speed tells us how fast object can move between two intervals of time, right? So average speed defines the how fast object can move from time interval t1 to t2, right? And instantaneous speed tells us at particular instance of time. Let us suppose this is that instance, right? So at this instant, what is the instantaneous speed? And this instantaneous speed is nothing but at particular instant of time, what is the speed? So instantaneous speed, you can write instantaneous speed is equal to, if this limit t2 minus t1 tending towards 0, right? This t2 minus t1 tending towards 0, this quantity, this s2 minus s1 divided by s2 minus s1 divided by t2 minus t1 is called as instantaneous speed. So इसको ही हम by differentiation लिख सकते हैं, and that is ds by dt. ठीक है? So this is average speed. Okay, what is average speed? Total distance traveled by an object in a particular interval of time. Right? Total distance traveled by an object in a particular time is called as average speed. And what is instantaneous speed? What is instantaneous speed? Instantaneous speed is nothing but if time interval, right? Time interval t1 to t2 tending towards 0, right? This is tending towards 0. Then at that time, that average speed is converted into the instantaneous speed, right? So this is all about average speed and instantaneous speed. Now we'll do certain questions based on this. Question number 1, and the question says, if distance traveled by object is given by s is equal to 2.5 t square. This is the distance traveled by object is given by a function of time, right? So find first what is the average speed. What is the average speed? And second question, what is the instantaneous speed? Right, this average speed is from 0 to 5 is in the time interval, you can say 0 to 5, and instantaneous speed, as I said, it is at particular instance of time. At the particular instance of time, what is the speed of the particle, and average speed gives us how fast object can move between the time interval, right? So instantaneous speed at t is equal to 4 seconds, right? Now see over here. Firstly, we have to calculate what? We have to calculate the total distance traveled by object. Right? Average speed definition is average speed is equal to total distance by total time. Total time over here is 5 seconds. So total distance we can calculate from s is equal to 2.5 t square. At t is equal to 0, we have s is equal to 0, and at t is equal to 5, we have s is equal to 25 into 2.5 is 62.5 meters. Right. So at t is equal to 0 second, s is equal to 0, at t is equal to 5, we have 62.5. Now, putting this total distance is 62.5 meter and total time is 5, we have 62.5 divided by total time is 5, will get from here 1 to 2.5, right, meter per second. This is the average speed. And what about the instantaneous speed? Instantaneous speed is nothing but at a particular instant of time, what is the speed? Instantaneous speed as instantaneous speed as ts by dt, and this is equal to what? V, and this is equal to ds by dt. So d by dt of what is s? 2.5 into t square. 2.5 into t square at t is equal to 4 seconds. Given, right? Is equal to 4 seconds. Differentiate this, and we have one formula from differentiation. D by dx of x raised to n is n into x raised to n minus 1. So by using this formula, right, we put over here, we'll get 2.5 into 2 into t raised to 2 minus 1, and putting t is equal to 4 over here, we'll get 2.5 into 2 is 5 into 4, which is equal to 20 meter per second. As you can see from these two, that is the average speed is 12.5 and the instantaneous speed is 20 meter per second. This is the solution.